Hello everyone. So in this session, or in this video rather, we are going to discuss or brainstorm about addictions. What's the foundation of addictions and what are actually addictions? Like you might have seen that some people are addicted to phones, some are addicted to food, some are addicted to getting a phone call from their girlfriends or boyfriends or something like this. So most of the people are addicted to certain or the other things, and they're not one or two addictions in a person's life. There are thousands or hundreds of addictions in people in the life of people, right? If you can observe clearly, everyone has got multiple of addictions. So now like there was a some people have now been recently been found addicted of games, video games and all those things. A new disease called ADHD, in which a short span of attention is possible only for people, has also come up because of all these things. So yeah, we are going to discuss all these things in this video. Like, what are addictions, first of all? What happens when our mind or our brain or our senses come across a thing which we call as addiction? And then lastly, do addictions have any power or not? Okay, so starting with this, like whenever we come across our addiction, for example, and the first go on the first time whenever we come across any of the thing which for which we gradually get addicted, like our mind is attracted by lights or whatever the cinematography is present there, or like what is the experience they are giving us. So that releases a hormone inside a brain which is called as a happy hormone. And even scientifically we can see that whenever a person comes across a thing to which he or she is addicted, a particular part of the brain glows or lightens up. Okay, so what actually happens? Why people are more and more addicted to these things is that, first of all, a study has been conducted on the human's behavior, and then according to that studies, a thing or device comes into place which can grab attention of people or can make them addicted. Like, just for taking a simple example of phone. So people are addicted to phone because it gives a sense of pleasure to them, right? Whenever we keep on scrolling shorts or feeds, anything else, and we do not know when the time has gone, means that we are spending multiple hours on the phone just for scrolling and just for fun itself. Why? Because we are addicted to them, right? So what happens whenever we are, in short, in a nutshell, I would say, whenever, first of all, so in a nutshell, first of all, we come into addiction whenever we get a feeling of, whenever a good hormone is released inside our brain, then only we get addicted. We get that pleasure feeling inside us. Now we crave for that feeling, and now again we come into contact of that addiction. So this becomes a cycle, that getting in contact with that addiction addicted thing, and release of those hormones inside our body, feeling of happiness and all those things, not happiness but pleasure. Yeah. And this goes into cycle again and again, and finally it becomes into a habit, it comes into habit. Like you might have seen, we start using phone for 1 day or 2 day, like we start using phone, or eating something. We get addicted to eating, or we get addicted to the phone calls or something. We get addicted to our partners, boyfriend, girlfriends. You might have seen that people wait for the phone calls from their partners, right? For the messages from their partner. So whenever the message, actually what happens is that whenever a message or a phone call drops to them from their partner, they get a flush of emotions inside them, right? Those happy hormones are being released. So that's why they gradually become addicted and addicted to that feeling, and they crave and wait for the messages or SMS or phone calls from their partners. So this is what actually happens. And similarly, after a certain period of time, if we are repeating this behavior, like if you're getting a call from someone and we are feeling good, and then again we are waiting, this happens into cycle. After a certain period of time, this becomes a habit. Like, this becomes a habit. Like for example, you might have heard, for many people, if they used to talk at about 6 o'clock in the evening to their partners or to the some to the person they love, now at 6 o'clock they will automatically get reminded of the same thing. They will automatically start craving for that thing. So that comes into the habit. Now the body and the mind craves for that special feeling, not feeling those hormones. Now they crave for that special hormones, and we actually do not know what is happening to us. And this, because this happens in a very very rapid way. Great, cool. So the thing is that whenever, and all the addictions are same, all the addictions work in a same or similar manner. Like whenever we are being addicted to phone or eating or something else, or games or anything else, we actually get a feeling of pleasure on the basis of whether a great cinematography is used, great lightings have been used, or it is giving a sense of alertness, or something to us. So because of that feeling, we get a flush of emotions inside us, and we get addicted to that feeling, to that thing. Okay, so this is about addictions. And next thing we will talk about, what is the coolest way to handle those addictions. Like for example, uh, if we can observe ourselves, we're not addicted to one or two things, we are addicted to multiple things. Like them, if we can see around us, we have been addicted to so many things, just because. And even with the coming up of this artificial intelligence, and the intervening of this AI into the into the media field, this addiction has increased to multifolds. Okay, so now, the question is that if we are being addicted to so many multiple things, then what is the easiest way to crack this? So, the thing is that if you can observe clearly, it's not I am addicted to phone, I'm addicted to food, or I'm addicted to games. It's actually, if we can call each one of them only an addiction. Now, what happens is that if we can crack it inside our head, that it's not that these addictions are not actually the problem, but because of them, whatever the feelings are we are getting inside our inside our mind or brain is actually the main thing we have to solve. To break it down, I would try to make it more simple. Like coming across a phone or seeing a shot is not actually the problem, because these, the things which can addict us, are unlimited. So if we are going to tackle the things which are outside, then this will be going to be a very long battle. But if we can crack it down, if we can just categorize all these things into an addiction, and then we can find a way by which we can change whatever is happening inside our mind or brain, then this will be a very easy battle for us. Like, I will try to make it more simple. Okay. Like for example, uh, some people you have seen are addicted to food, right? So whenever they are smelling food or whenever they're seeing food, they get a sense of excitement and they want to eat as much as they can, right? Now, if we are going to solve the problem of the problem, if you're going to solve sorry if you're going to see the food as problem, then I guess it is not logical. One way is that you might have heard from many people, remove those addictions from your place, remove the phones and remove everything, remove the addiction things from your place. But I don't think so. This is a logical way, because if a person is addicted to something, like for example, we take your food. Now, even if we remove the things from our fridge, or we remove the things which are around us, but you might be aware that the food industry is going to increase in a multifold. So as soon as we go out, we can find multiple of food outlets which are present there. So tackling that part of addiction means that tackling food is actually not going to help us. But if we can tackle seeing the food, what is happening actually inside our mind, if we can crack it down, what is the thing which is attracting us, why we are getting attracted to this food, why we are getting attracted whenever something is being placed, whenever there's a phone in my hand, and why I'm being forced to use it. And then I get a feeling of, or a baggage of like, what do you say, baggage that I have used it. I'm not getting a word for this. Like, it's called, in Hindi it's called pashtawa. So I'm not able to recall that word. So whenever we are using this, we get a sense of guilty. That's a word. So whenever we are using whenever we are falling into trap of these addictions, we get a sense of guilty in ourselves. So the baseline is that if you're going to work on those things, we cannot go a very far away place, because these are hundreds or millions of addictions now in this world. But if we can work on ourselves, that why actually, what is actually happening whenever we are seeing a thing, or whenever we are coming into zone. For example, if we, what is that thing which is actually attracting us, and what happens, why this, if we can crack this down, and then we can actually see after using this phone, or after eating a lot of food, what type of feelings we get. Most of us have complained that they feel guilty about falling into the traps of addictions. So the one thing I can see is observation of yourself, that what is actually going inside yourself, and then you can be then it will be very easy for you to crack it down, how to handle these addictions. Thank you. So the baseline is that the power lies actually within you. Okay. Yeah. So just give me 1 minute to think. Okay. Yeah. So the power actually lies within you. If you can act, if you can actually think, you can actually observe inside yourself, that how your mind works or how your brain works, rather than focusing on the outside thing. Like for example, if somebody has uh, been rude to you, or somebody has bullied you, so now what we think is how we can, why that person has said this to us, why he or she is so much rude, I am so good to him, now how I can take revenge. So normally what people think is that, when that person will next time say this to me, I will say this to him. I haven't said this line. Now whenever that person will next meet to me, I will say this line to him. So rather than focusing on outside world, bring your entire focus on what is going inside. If you can actually conquer yourself, then you can conquer most of the world. You can, or entire world, I would say. Because nothing is outside, everything is inside. Whatever we are seeing, whatever we are sensing, like whatever is there in this world, everything has its meaning inside only. Nothing is outside. Like just to depict this, if I say something to you in Chinese, then if you haven't learned Chinese ever, like for example, if I've said a very bad word to you in Chinese, if you haven't learned Chinese ever, you will not be able to reciprocate me with the same feeling anyhow. So the thing is that the power is inside. How we see, or how we give meaning to things actually is important, rather than that item itself. Means that that instrument, that uh, phone, or that food, or that something else, that is not important. The real power lies within you even. Yeah, this is all. Thank you so much for watching.